First up tonight, a Kiwi doing us proud on the international stage. 30-year-old Aucklander Ben Parore was one of 50,000 runners to compete in the New York Marathon.
But he's being singled out, hitting the headlines on the Daily Mail.
Ben had a dream.
Let's go, Benny!
He wanted to run the streets of New York. No thoughts of a personal best, though that's exactly what he got. Halfway through, Ben came across a struggling racer on a hand cycle. Hawaiian-born James can't speak and was gesturing for a helping hand.
What's that? Push, push.
And Ben was more than happy to provide it.
Let's go, brother! Look at that. Oh, such an inspiration, this guy. Unreal, man.
A few grueling hours later, the Caped Crusader and his newfound sidekick crossed the finish line together.
Woohoo!
And Ben Parore joins us from New York Airport now. Ben, you were halfway through the New York Marathon and you came across James. Tell us about that moment.
I was just so hyped. Like, at the beginning of the race, you run through Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is just such an epic journey. Like, the people on the streets, the music, and just all the people from all over the world, the cultures. You're just vibing. And then there was me and there was another guy at one time, and James was on the ground, and he had kind of come to like a stop, and he was just looking back at us, just giving us a little wave. And then, I just jumped on the back of him, and so did the other guy for a minute, but then the other guy just disappeared somewhere. And then I don't know what it was, the magic on the day, and just something said like, you got to stay with this guy and ride it out, which we did.
So what made you realise James was drowning and not waving?
I don't know, like, took me a little while to go be like, oh, this guy, obviously he can't talk to me. But a lot of the time he'd use sign language, and then that's when I knew that he couldn't communicate by talking. But I definitely knew that he could hear me and understand me. It was quite amazing that he was only really using one arm. And to get over halfway using one arm, my heart goes out to him because he's amazing. So
now, most of us can barely take care of ourselves over a marathon distance. I couldn't even attempt it. How did you manage to push someone else for that whole way?
I'm not going to lie, it was hard. I personally myself, I do CrossFit, so I'm not an experienced runner whatsoever. So my quads, they were just absolutely killing me. Also, like, when we got up hills and then we started mirroring down hills, obviously he could pick up speed because the bike could pick up speed. And I was like, hey, buddy, you're going to slow down and we're going to go at my pace because there's no way I can league it with him on the downhill. So, but I think the biggest thing for me, and maybe it didn't really hit home until the end where I got over the finish line, and I turned around and I just like bent down and bent over, and just, he was wearing sunglasses, and when he took off his sunglasses, he was crying, like tears were streaming down his face. And then that kind of just really hit home, and I was like, man, like, I don't know what just happened. Like, just one, we ran the New York Marathon, and then two, we finished this race together.
Well, Ben, congrats on your gesture. It's a wonderful gesture. You're a great New Zealander.